Hey everyone, welcome to the KE Report and a company update from Sitka Gold, chatting with Mike Burke, Director and Vice President of Corporate Development. Mike and I are going to be recapping yesterday's news release, drill results from the Rhosgobel area. This is an area where discovery, I think we can say, was made last year, and now early on drill holes, just 2 holes in that recent news release, showing that gold mineralization continues to get hit near surface over some long widths, well over 100 meters. So Mike and I will break down what this all means and how this area ranks in the whole context of this RC Gold project, which already has a large resource out on it. So Mike, let's start off with that news release. And again, 2 holes from Rhosgobel. It said you rushed these 2 holes, holes 3 and 5, and you're continuing to hit this near surface gold mineralization, with the headline number being 152 meters of 1 gram per ton gold, with some smaller intersects of higher grade material. So Mike, Rhosgobel, how's this all playing out according to what you hoped it would?
Yeah, we were excited last year after the 2 discovery holes that we were able to get in at the end of the season. So we've been anxiously awaiting getting in there this year. We've drilled 18 holes on it to date and have rushed a number of the first holes in there, and we've gotten back holes 3 and 5 here, and they both hit over 100 meters of better than 1 gram per ton gold. So one gram per ton is, a nice higher grade intersection within these types of deposits. So we're extremely pleased that we're getting those kind of grades. It's early on. Like I said, these are only the first 2 holes of 18, and we continue to drill there. We're about 4,000 meters into the 10,000 meters planned at Rhosgobel. We're starting to step out along strike, so we've had holes that are 900 meters apart as far as the east-west direction goes. So we're really excited about seeing that 1 gram plus grade, as well as the dimensions we're seeing within the Rhosgobel, where we're seeing mineralization in the drill core.
So far, just out of the early holes that we already have back, what is the strike list distance? What's the distance between these holes where you have intersected this mineralization?
Well, these 2 holes, 3 and 5, they're 50 and 100 meters respectively away from holes 1 and 2. So we're stepping out kind of at 50-meter spacings along strike, but we have gone further afield now that we've, got the 18 holes in to date. Furthest 2 holes, as far as when we're looking in an east-west direction, which is the strike of the body we're looking at, is 900 meters, and we've got very nice visual mineralization in those holes. So we're excited about the dimensions that we're starting to see in this area.
So looking at some of these cross sections, figure 1, figure 2, pretty clearly shows all the gold mineralization close to surface, but then it really seems like after 150 meters down hole, we're seeing some of that mineralization drop out. But we see some assays pending for some other holes off of the same pad that are showing some at least visible gold even deeper down in the system. So make sense of this for me, Mike. Do you think the gold mineralization is capped at a certain level, or is there still more? It's just not hit with these holes.
Yeah, exactly. It's still early days, so we're figuring this deposit out. But what we are seeing is these east-west steeply dipping zones. So the veins go east-west, and they are almost vertical. And what we're seeing when we drill through that zone is we might have a zone that's got a distance in the north-south direction that we haven't fully defined yet. So the depth, as we step back to the south and drill underneath these holes that you see where we've got visible gold, we don't know the depth extent yet. So there's a lot of drilling to come on this area to really figure out the exact geology. But you can see on the drill holes, the section on figure 2, holes 5, 6, and 11, that, from surface, we're down seeing visible gold at least, 200 meters below the surface. And, if we step back in behind that hole 11, we could see it go much farther. So, yeah, it's early stages to figure out the dimensions of this, but we're really excited. We're testing more of the strike length of it to date. And yeah, the depth extent is coming next.
Okay, but so far, look, you're hitting gold in the holes at least these early on holes, and we can even see in figure 3, it looks like you're really taking that large step out, as you said, about 900 meters total strike when we get to that hole 18. But it is early stage here. I get that. But I know a lot of people are wondering how you think this Rhosgobel area could compare to the Blackjack and Eiger zones that already hold about 2.8 million ounces of gold in the indicated plus inferred categories. Any insights on this? Again, still early on, but how is Rhosgobel ranking compared to Blackjack and Eiger, at least in your eyes?
Yeah, well, the grade that we're seeing in these holes is the super important. So we're seeing 1 gram plus material right at surface. We don't have the assays back yet, but hole 18 and hole 7 and 8, there's about 900 meters in between them. And if you look at hole or figure 3, sorry, on that on our press release, you can see that the underlying soil anomaly is, it's 2 kilometers by 1.5 kilometers. And, if we're successful and that soil anomaly is reflecting what's lying underneath, that turns into a very large mineralized system there. So we're pretty excited about the size potential. We could see, a deposit that's larger in tonnage than Blackjack or Eiger. And if we're seeing those 1 gram per ton gold grades, it starts turning into a very impressive deposit. So we're excited about these early stage results and what it, points to as far as potential in this Rhosgobel intrusion.
Now, after this year's program, do you think you will have enough data to issue some sort of early on resource?
Yeah, that's our plan. That's why we're, have the drill program that we do with, 50, 100-meter step outs that will allow us to put dimensions to this and to come out with an initial resource. And so, the general plan here is we have a steady news flow between now and Christmas time. It's going to take us another month or so to keep drilling on here to reach our 10,000 meters. We kind of finish up in September, maybe into October. Those drill results come back up till about Christmas time. And then we'll look at updating our resources and producing an initial resource in the first quarter of 2026.
So, Mike, it does say in that news release that these holes were rushed. That's why we only had 2 back in this news release. Have you rushed any other holes from this program?
Yep, there's some rushed. It's just the order we got them back in. We got holes 3 and 5 back first from the lab. So when we saw the results, we thought it was important to get those out to the market. So we do have some other holes that should be coming in fairly shortly because of the deposits or the areas that we drilled, we just started Rhosgobel a few weeks ago. So all the drilling that was in front of them from Blackjack and Saddle and Eiger wanted to move these up to get them in the queue. So they came out sooner than later. So we do have a few more holes rushed to give us an idea of the potential of this area. And we'll be getting news out on that hopefully fairly soon as well.
All right, so Mike, final question then. Where are the drills turning? How many drills are on site right now?
2 drills on the Rhosgobel still. So again, the goal there is 10,000 meters of drilling. And then we have 2 drills now turning on the Pukelman contact area. So that's the last area. Might do some other drilling on the property, but those are the 3 areas that we're focused on. We focused initially at the start of the year on the Blackjack Saddle Eiger areas. We've released some results there. Now we've moved to the Rhosgobel and the Pukelman contact area. So 4 main areas that we're targeting this year. And then the goal on all of those is to either expand the existing resources up in that Blackjack Saddle Eiger area and to do enough drilling on this Rhosgobel and Pukelman contact areas to be able to produce an initial mineral resource estimate. So that's the goal, and we're pretty happy with the progress we're seeing so far.
All right, Mike, thank you for this update. Again, Mike Burke, Director and Vice President of Corporate Development at Sitka Gold. Company is traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol SIG, on the OTCQB under the symbol SITKF, and the Frankfurt Exchange 1RF. Everyone, keep sending me your questions. I'll post a link to the company's website below this interview, and I'll follow up with Mike as we get more drill results. Sound like still a lot to come. Mike, thanks for your time today. Appreciate the update.
Yeah, it was great talking to you, Corey.